Well, good morning, and welcome to the campus of Frontier Community College. And thank you so much for joining us on this very special occasion. Before we get going, I'd like to recognize a few special people. Mr. Gary Carter, Chairman of the ICC Board of Trustees. Gary. Carol Dreith came back from Texas. Carol. And Mike's sons, Doug and Andy, and grandchildren as well. So thank you again so much for joining us today as we have this event. It was just a few short years ago, as I was sitting in my office one day, that I received a text message from the then mayor of Fairfield asking me if he could talk to me about restoring Rotary Plaza. As an adjunct faculty, Mike was on campus, and he noticed the area was in disrepair and needed a little bit of help. Mike had our vested interest in the project because he was its champion back in 2005, as he was both the president of the Fairfield Rotary Club and also president of Frontier Community College. Mike Dreith was a man of vision, passion, and certainly service above self. But before I continue that story in a few moments, please join me in welcoming Jay Fye to the podium to speak on behalf of the Fairfield Rotary Club.
Thank you very much. I'm proud to represent Rotary here. I see several Rotary members and past members, and this is a wonderful dedication, and is certainly the result of Mike Dreith's vision continuing forth on our campus here. I had prepared some remarks about the history. I hope you'll bear with me. Rotary Centennial Plaza on the campus of Frontier Community College was dedicated August 18, 2005 as part of a 30-minute ceremony with various local dignitaries being recognized in support of the effort. In preparing for today, I found useful information in an article in the Wayne County Press newspaper published on the dedication day describing the dedication ceremony, and I found a picture memorializing the dedication in which Frontier Community College President, Fairfield Rotary Club President Mike Dreith was standing nearby as Frontier employees Galen Dunn, Ken Staley, and Andrew Potteroff unveiled the bell during the dedication ceremony. Although I remember being present at the dedication, I do not have clear memory of these events. The plaza was erected in honor of 100 years of Rotary International existence, in honor of 90 years of local Rotary Club existence, and in honor of our local legacy of education through use of one-room schoolhouses that once dotted Wayne County farmlands. President Dr. Mike Dreith at the dedication said, "Education, as exemplified by one-room school concept, has always been important to our community." Dreith also paid tribute to Andrea Berg, who donated the school bell from the Frame School, which was one of the last functioning one-room schoolhouses in Wayne County. At one point, I understand there were over 170 one-room schoolhouses in Wayne County. Also speaking at the initial dedication ceremony were dignitaries Terry Bruce, Illinois Eastern Community College CEO, and Catherine Taylor York, Rotary District Governor. Rotary is a global network of more than 1.2 million neighbors, friends, leaders, and problem solvers in more than 45,000 clubs worldwide, who see the world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Change through the support of education is one of the major missions of Rotary, its club and members all over the world. I understand the plaza was initially constructed at the cost of $25,000, funded by Rotarian Ivan Jones, and by the sale of 370 commemorative bricks to local supporters who lined the base of the plaza monument at the time of its initial dedication ceremony. The addition of this fine shelter will make the plaza much more inviting for use by Frontier students. Today, on behalf of Wayne County's own Fairfield Rotary Club, its members, I'm proud to participate in the rededication of Rotary Centennial Plaza with the same spirit and continued support for education in our community that existed 19 years ago. And we program over to Gary Carter, IECC Chairman. Thank you.
What a beautiful day it is today, isn't it? To be able to be here today, and I'd like to welcome everyone here. It's a privilege that I have to, on behalf of the IECC trustees, to thank everyone who had a part in this development of this new pavilion, representing our history of the one-room schoolhouse. I would also like to say a very special thanks to the FCC maintenance staff under the leadership of Kent Staley for all their hard work on this project and getting us ready here today. I think we need to give them, don't the grounds look beautiful here at FCC? I think we need to give them a round of applause. Thank you for that. We have come a long way from the one-room schoolhouse, from a college without walls to what we have here today at Frontier Community College. The community can be proud of what we do have here at Fairfield and Frontier Community College. And it is truly fitting that we remember the one-room schoolhouse because it was some of those same students who attended that one-room schoolhouse who had a vision for Frontier Community College. And it's also fitting that we name this pavilion after one of its presidents, Dr. Michael Dreith. Many of you here today could probably think of a lot of special memories that you had here at FCC during Dr. Dreith's tenure. My memories include his ability to have a vision for Frontier Community College, and a vision that became his vision, that he became part of the community that he became a part of. He came to Fairfield and fell in love with FCC and this community. So it is fitting to name this pavilion after Dr. Dreith, and it will be a great place for young and maybe even some of our older students to gather around just to enjoy maybe a snack or just a conversation. Or maybe even here on this campus, maybe a study group will come and study around these picnic tables. That could happen. But also for others in the community to just come out, sit, and enjoy the beautiful days that we would have here on this campus. What a great addition this new pavilion is to the campus of Frontier Community College. So Mrs. Dreith and the Dreith family and the grandkids, I want to thank you today personally for sharing your husband, your father, and your grandfather with FCC and this community. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Mrs. Dreith to come and speak to us.
On behalf of the entire Dreith family, whether they're here or not, we are all humbled, honored, grateful, and we really thank you for this memorial. We have Andrew and Doug. Alex is expecting a baby and is on his baby moon this weekend, so there wasn't any changing that. And then we have Carson, Camden, and Wyatt. They are all Andy's sons. We also have Millie and Dumpsy, who aren't with us today. And then the new baby Dreith, that the baby moon is over, is going to be a girl. So we don't usually get girls in the Dreith family. So we are all really excited, and we are very, very grateful for this moment. Mike and I were dating when Rotary Plaza was beginning. And I appreciate Jay's history, but there's a little history some of you probably will remember. That there was, they had identified a bell, but somehow there was a little opposition to the use of that particular bell. and some concerned citizens started a Save Our Bell campaign. Soon after, it started going under the acronym of the SOB campaign, and Mike was a little concerned that really didn't mean Save Our Bell, but it was directed at him. So we've always remembered and very thoughtful and gracious and appreciative of Claudia Berg coming to the rescue and donating a bell that was not mired in controversy. So we have the bell. After Mike's passing, I found a bunch of printed emails from his early days here at Frontier, and there was a common goal in all of them: the big blue building. You know, how are we going to get the big blue building? Oh, I think we're going to get it. No, I don't think we're going to get it. Well, maybe we will get it. Back and forth. Now we call it the Workforce Development Center, so obviously we did get the big blue buildings. But while he was so excited about that acquisition and what it meant to the future of Frontier, he was really more excited about all the wonderful partnerships that were created to make that happen. And I'm going to try not to miss somebody, but you know, Larry Roast, who was on the IECC board and also the president of FNB, what a mover and shaker there. Mickey Bora, the late Mickey Bora, who was the mayor at that time. Dave Land, who was always a wonderful supporter out at WFIW. There were so many people that it took, whether they were with the college or associated, but those partnerships set the tone for Frontier's growth forevermore. And so he always was so grateful, and he was so grateful of the partnership with the Rotary Club to make Foundation Plaza happen. Mike Dreith was all about faith, family, and Frontier. And he always appreciated the fact that Frontier gave him the opportunity to go full circle and finish his career while he was teaching public speaking. So, but I really shouldn't separate that out, because Frontier was, and always will be family, especially for the Dreiths. So for those of you who were here during Mike's original tenure, can I hands up here? Yeah, and and thanks to Beth Ann for representing Bob Boyles, who Mike just thought the world of. So that family was always so very important to him, and he was so excited at the end of his journey when he was teaching public speaking, and he would come in and he would be so pumped after a public speaking class. He would either learn something about pop culture, that he'd come in and say, I'm a freaking dinosaur. You should hear what these kids are doing. Or he would come in just so excited about the promise that he would see in these young students who selected Frontier and knew that they would make great choices and be, really wonderful citizens moving forward. Or the non-traditional students who came in with a big story about, they had had journeys that were, bad relationships, substance abuse, and how they had used Frontier in turning that page and making the next step forward. So y'all are family, and we thank you. None of this would be possible without every person here and their associations with us. So thank you, we love you, and let's have a celebration.
Thank you, Carol. The day that Mike came to me and we chatted about the restoration of Rotary Plaza, I had to tell him, and we discussed a possible better use of this space, which is so central to campus and is prime real estate for the college. You see, at that time, his wife Carol was an FCC employee heading up our Title III grant. And she had been working on a project a little bit earlier during the COVID years of trying to investigate and build a possible outdoor venue that we could use for classroom space and also for gatherings. Hence, the inception of our pavilion. The Rotary Centennial Plaza is the perfect place on campus to preserve both the original purpose of the one-room schoolhouse with the operable bell on top, which you'll hear in a few moments, and commemorating the Fairfield Rotary Club with the 2 plaques that were restored from the original monument, and also all of the pavers that were purchased back 19 years ago, marrying those 2 with Carol's idea of an outside venue. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you turn your attention to the west, I'll ask Kent to go back there, please. And if the Dreiths would take part here. Please join me as we unveil a plaque in dedication of the man who loved his community and certainly demonstrated service above self, Dr. Michael L. Dreith. Again, thank you so much for coming today. We really appreciate your attendance. This is very special for the college. I would be remiss if I didn't mention a couple things. One night, Galen Dunn and Gary Carter were here voluntarily taking out all of the pavers that surrounded the previous monument and placing them in groups of families so that when we repurposed them here, those families would be close as they were in the original plan. So thank you, Galen and Gary, for doing that. And also Tara Farley did a lot of work with the presentation of our campus here today and also for this event. And please enjoy the goodies that we have for you. Again, thank you for coming.